All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. It's your boy Dave. Come back at you live. Welcome back. It's a happy Tuesday. Hope you guys had a fantastic long Memorial Day weekend. And here we are for another trading week ahead. It is our last trading week of May. So a shortened week coming back on a Tuesday with Money Monday that was closed for Memorial Day. So let's get into our news and then we'll jump into our watch list. It is the last week of May, and stocks are on track to close out the month on a strong note. The S&P 500 has added 5.3% so far in May, while the Nasdaq Composite has rallied about 8% after ending last week at a fresh record high. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, meanwhile, is up 3.3% for the month and topped 40,000 for the first time ever in May. This week, investors will be watching for inflation data as the April personal income and expenditures report, which includes a PCE inflation reading that is set to drop this Friday. But let me know. Apparently, Zoom, when we have this mic test music, Discord is fine, but apparently Zoom is having some issues. So if you guys are on the same thing, let me know. Otherwise, there's just no reason for me to be turning it on Zoom, or we got to figure out a way to make sure that the Zoom sound is working okay. As you can see, we have now a recording channel. So for those that do end up missing somehow on our live daily calls, as you know, we do want you guys to be here every day. But for those that somehow can't make it, Zoom is recorded. So it's going to be posted on YouTube every day. So you guys can go back and review as well for those, that also just want to go back and just, look at how the trades went. And if you want to just go back and review, that's a great way to do it. So check it out on the recordings channel. Other than that, yeah, let's get into the watch list real quick. STSS, number one gainer, trading at 69 cents a share. We got a nice break off 67 break to hitting a pre-market high of 76 cents. So, looking forward to SCSS still holding now that previous 67 to become support, which is, and wedge out of this downtrend. So that's looking like around 70 cents right now, guys. So we got to break through the 70 cents here. Nice candle break and get this back on up higher. If you look at the daily chart, zooming out, we do have a bit more room to run than the 76 that we saw so far. So we'll see how this fares this morning. Looking into the company STSS real quick. This is a USA healthcare company, 14 million float, and the stock is running up on no news that I see currently. So what else can we talk about this? Looks like actually that they did have some sort of agreement with another company, Nephron, and some sort of a 5-year purchase agreement that covers 188.5 million of syringes made by. So there is actually news behind it. So I apologize about saying that there is no news, but apparently that's the reason why. Okay. It is market's gonna open up in 2 minutes. Let me kind of breeze through again. Coming back from a holiday, anytime it's before and after, it's gonna be a little bit more on the slower side. So again, just look for today to be, single bat, single swings, just kind of take it easy. 30-cent breakout here on Peggy. We're still looking for that one more break here. We didn't hit quite PT yet, but we do have a bit more room to run here in the daily chart on PEGY. So definitely keeping our eyes on Peggy. This one does not have any news this morning, but it's a USA Solar company, and we'll see if we can get some more juice with all these micro pennies that's been flying last week. All right, next stock on the watch list here is POAI, which was a great play. This was personally my favorite trade of the morning from the breakout entry that got alerted here around right here 250. I was actually looking for a breakout here at 207, but obviously missed it. But either way, nice breakout all the way up to 280 hitting there. Now we're testing the VWAP. We got to get the VWAP roll here on POAI. So we'll be keeping our eyes on POAI and then the rebreak of the candle break at that 250 mark. Okay, this one does not have, this one does have press release. So keep your eyes on POAI. As it is a USA healthcare company at a 4 million flow. So it's very low flow. Announced positive result from ovarian cancer study. So great positive news there, and so she needs some volume. Here we go, folks. Markets now open. For those that are on the Zoom, just and you want to hear Holly, get on the Discord there. Okay, so right now I got NQ. This is for my futures traders. If you saw earlier here for the bulls, they got the deviation 2 line. Bears technically didn't get there, so I think there's a good shot for this to be a continued pull down if this VWAP does not break. If this VWAP does break right here around 18,929 line, then we got a shot back up to the pink dev line. But I think we're gonna need a little bit of rejection here right now, so we'll see. The other two stocks that I didn't get to go over yet is Swin and GME. Swin doesn't have a whole lot of volume at the moment, but if Swin does get some more juice, I'd like to see this thing breaking that $5, and that $5 lead to nice dollar runs. So definitely keeping my eyes peeled here on Swin. Hong Kong financial company, 2.5 million flow, and they did have a strategic partnership with My Capital to expand virtual asset allocation opportunities. So just waiting for some more volume on Swin. And then last but not least, just GME. GameStop was up a little bit this morning. So right now it doesn't seem like it is again, but we'll see if it kind of gets that. Yeah, it's kind of cracked. I was looking to see if it's going to break up towards like that 24.75 mark. But it looks like NQ is breaking the VWAP a little bit at the moment. So it is starting to build a little bit of that higher low look. So we might, again, if the 5-minute candle break here does become support at 18,928, then we can look for that move towards the pink deadline. But right now, let's just kind of sit on our hands and wait for this breakout here, unless you got in here at this trend line. STSS trying to wedge out of the downtrend line, so waiting patiently here. So you can see here, big wick into that line there on NQ. Again, it's a Tuesday coming back. Please don't do anything reckless. I know it's exciting to be back after a long, break, so to speak, but it's also a great day to get caught by getting too excited when lots of traders are still just getting warmed up. Okay, look at that beautiful crack right there. Like I said, I'm looking for that more bearish move. Wait for this candle to close. If they're not, it's going to be a big resistance line. Like I said right here, we should come down here nicely. So now I'm going to put another line right here, but it comes back up to about 18,921. That's going to be now a big resistance here again. Okay, SCSS right now kind of just dying. Peggy looking great here from the 30-cent breakout. Okay, so Peggy looking great. PT so far hit. Finally got a new high of the day there. Okay, Peggy waiting for the next new Blues Clues. Okay, NQ dropping nicely there, so hopefully you guys are enjoying the drop. Okay, the next continued drop down to the deviation 2 line we have yet to hit for the Bears. Okay, so right now Peggy is the number one gainer right in the 10 EMA. The next Blues Clues line, guys, is gonna be 35 cents. So Peggy will need the solid 35 again for us to continue higher. We do have more room to run here on Peggy. So if we can keep catching more momentum here at the 35 next, that would be the next key area to break here. So keep your eyes on Peggy here at 35. It's going to be a little bit more of a chill day, but right now Peggy seems to be the number one gainer. So keep your eyes peeled here. 35 is testing again. We need that solid candle break next for us to continue. Hey, Peggy, we're breaking 35 NQ. I'm still bearish. So why? The trend line cracked. This line was a VWAP, failed. Deviation 2 line is greater to hit likely here after bulls got theirs. So bears want theirs as well. So it's just more probability that this is still continued going to be a what? Well, the pattern is lower highs, and therefore we should be making another lower low unless that pink deadline does become somehow magically support. But we'll be keeping our eyes peeled there. Personally, yeah, I am still bearish as long as that trend line is still making lower highs and lower lows. Hey, Peggy, looking great. So stay focused on where the money's at right now. 30 to 40 cents, 35 to 40 if you missed the 30 earlier. Peggy looking amazing. That's right in the 10 EMA, and nice higher lows and higher highs. Very bullish. We got a 53-cent up call right now on Peggy. So we have a lot of room still. Obviously, 40 cents is going to need to become support. Looking very, very good here. Like to see 40 cents or the 10 EMA actually at the 38 to form support. Thank you. What a beautiful short there, folks. So if you caught it, congrats. So right now, though, NQ, we are hitting all the way down to the oversold territory here. So let's see. Okay, NQ dropping still. We are getting to the pretty oversold territory here. Okay, Peggy's still looking great, waiting for that nice 40 cents to clear. 54 cent is now the up halt. Right now, I am fully focused on Peggy because right now this is still very nice. Yeah, everything else is dead on the stock side. Peggy is still very nice. So we don't have any other competitors. This is a full focus stock right now, folks. So ride this and try to squeeze out as much as you can as long as the stock chart allows it, because right now it's just right in the 10 EMA and we just got that nice 40 well, the 30, the Heikin Ashi body. Now I like to see it hold above the 39 actually, but let's hopefully it doesn't crack that. If not, then probably test the 25. But I think we got a pretty good thing going here right now. It's on SSR as well. NQ, I'm just waiting for the next candle. Pretty much this looks very bearish now. But you got 1 minute left and you just want to see how the next candle forms. Okay, PGY, new high of day, still grinding. Folks, stop asking me for other plays. There is no other place. Okay, there's just no other place. You need to understand that. This is all we got right now. You can't force the market. Okay. So some of you guys are like, well, I'm just tired of these micro pennies, Dave. Well, I ain't the rule maker, folks. I'm sorry. No, ain't nobody here is. Okay, the market is just gonna give us what it is. So I just, for those that are new, you have to understand that. So just ride this way. This is where the money's at. And Q, we got a new candle coming up. And 3, 2, 1. Next candle on the 5 minute. Here we go. Still lower highs and most likely another lower low could happen. But right now I have a line actually at 18,845. So I don't know why it's not on here. Let's put a line there real quick. So if that line holds, then we're probably gonna get one more spike up here. But the RSI is still bearish, so probably these traders are gonna try to look for another sell if it pops back up towards the deviation 2 line. Nasdaq still up in the green, like up 28 points. So it's trying to recover a little bit here, but a little bounce off this line. 45. The 66 is going to be the next area of resistance. I do want to give a heads up though, at 10 o'clock, we do have a high impact news time, which is a CV consumer confidence. So that being said, we got 9 more minutes. So just FYI on the futures side of things, be on the lookout. Unfortunately, now Peggy just could not become continued move past the 40 cents. If you draw a line at 40 cents and look at the body of the candlesticks, there is no body. It's all wicks. That's exactly what I said. Watch and pay attention once we get the candle break above 40. Unfortunately, not a single candle above 48. So back to the view app. Right now, I'm going to be watching to see if NQ is going to be making another lower low. Or if it's going to do justice at 18,845 line again, where the bulls are going to need to bounce off from. Peggy back down to the second alert. So that's going to be the 35 cents, and 35 needs to hold as new support. It's bouncing off that 45 line again, as you can see here on NQ. ATR is pretty nice today on futures this morning, so I do like a little bit more activity here on the futures this morning compared to the stocks. I always like to give you guys my temperature feel for both of these. Some days, if the market on the stock side is slower, then maybe focus more on the futures. Futures a little bit slower, focus more on stocks. A little bit rare when both of them tend to be slow, but focus on vice versa. But usually on the stock side, you have at least one good runner. Back down to the 18,845 line again after a bit of resistance rejection here at the deviation 2 line. So basically the bulls are going to need to kind of start breaking back above this line here, build support, and then the target would be the 14 EMA. So right now I would say let's just kind of wait and see if this is going to be a higher low or if this cracks. Otherwise, we got these other lines here. But if it starts building up a little bit higher lows, like I said, we'll see how this comes back up. RSI still needs some work. Let me know though on the let the team know on the stock chat if you guys see anything else, and I will gladly take a look at it and see if that's a good setup for a player now. The only thing that I like besides Peggy is STSS because it's obviously the number one gainer, and we're looking good again for those that wanted to use the same lines. The 67 line here right now is still looking good. So STSS making a new high today right now. So 67 looking good. So what we're gonna do is, since this was a pre-market area, same area that you can apply at the market opening. I'm gonna move my arrow here, so whenever it comes back down there again, that's gonna be another great area to try for another dip support buy. But right now, STSS, while Peggy started moving down, what happened? The herd shifted to STSS. So Uphold is at 88 now. 80 traders at POAI, double bottom. We're gonna keep an eye on that one as well. NQ building a little bit, still higher lows. You have $2 500 EMA on POAI, so I would watch for that. I mean, if they go down to 206, so it might be bottoming out there, but $2 is still where the 500 EMA is, and it has not hit that yet. We do have news coming up in 3 minutes here for NQ, just a heads up. Okay, beautiful pop to STSS, new high of the day at the downtrend breakout. So if you missed the re-break at the 67, he had another line at 70 and then another line at 76. So far got out to 83. Like I said, we do have a bit more room here on the daily chart when we were going over the watch lists. LIDR also did a good job. If you guys played LIDR at the what was it? The alert at 420 at the market opening. So if you look at LIDR, there was a 420 alert. It went up to 475. So 420 was right there, this line.
SGRP, SMLR.
So really the only play that we have yet to see was SMR to 905, but that did not happen yet. Pretty much every PT so far has hit. Okay, brace yourselves. We got a few seconds left, 10 seconds until the 10 o'clock. Let's see how the futures market on the NQ reacts to the CB consumer. Confidence. Okay, here we go. Getting some juice kicking in here on the NQ. We got to break through this line. This line at 18,869.
SMLR. BWBF. BWBF.
It looks like we got it rejected at that line. You can see here on NQ, we're not being able to break through that at 18869 line there, unfortunately. So we're back down to the 18845 support line again. But this trend line did crack right now, or appears to be cracking here so far in the 5 minutes. So, I mean, we just need to hold this line here on 18845 if you're more on the bullish side. Nasdaq still up 25 points, but look how SPY's pulling back down right now in the red. So most likely it's going to try to follow along. We'll see how well this holds up, but not looking too good for the futures guys on NQ at the moment for the bulls. That is.
GRPM. Stop. CIM. CBAT.
Okay, bouncing off the 18845 line again. See if this time bulls are able to break through that line.
AT. CBAT. CBAT. CFS. C double which. BUCF. FOXO.
Okay, nice bounce on the NQ. We are coming up to the 14 EMA next. POAI is also trying to reverse back up a little bit, I see, but we're still below VWAP. So just general rule of thumb, reminder, look for stocks that are above VWAP, below VWAP, it is considered still bearish. So stocks that are above VWAP is still PEGI. PEGI looks like it wants to go for another run. STSS came back down to the VWAP, so it needs to bounce off that 70-cent line. And that's it for now. So what I'm trying to emphasize on the VWAP is, why would you waste your mental capital and your money on something that is, still more on the bearish side, and buying on something versus a stock that's still healthy and supporting that? Because most of the time, if you keep supporting a stock that's below VWAP, you're just gonna have to constantly play the average down game, which is not something that you want to do. And then next thing you know, it keeps flushing down until your P&L was bloody red to the point you can't handle it anymore and you cut off for a loss. So it's just, again, if you like how it's good to buy when it's pulled back down to a very low area, which what we talked about, POAI came down near the 500 EMA, right? And then started to form back up a little bit, but it's kind of rejected near the VWAP. So that, by that time, you want to sell into it and then wait for the VWAP to roll off again. Or another stock I'm watching is the LIDR. That is still yet to break VWAP. So two stocks above VWAP right now, while PEG actually just started to test back down to the VWAP again. Looks like STSS might catch on fire one more time. See if this decides to go. So STSS. Right now, NQ needs to break that 14 EMA. SDSS worth watching for. VWAP roll. Okay, and Q, since we are kind of wedged out of the downtrend line, we are looking a bit better here for the bulls, and Nasdaq is up 55 points. So that's good with the SPY that did recover back in the green. So bulls are more on the side here if you guys are trying to take a side. So bulls are trying to push through this 14 EMA, and then we should be coming up towards the next line, which should be around near the 18,900s. So right now, though, we are testing the 10 EM, the 14 EMA, excuse me, on the 5-minute. We got to really push through here. It's a little bit of a level that you do need to kind of watch closely on.
Level wedge. BGY.
Still getting a little bit into the 14 EMA here.
RDDT.
Right now, a lot of stocks below VWAP. LIDR is shaping back up again. Typed the VWAP wrong. Let's pull up LIDR real quick.
LRMS. BCUM. BCUM. BUCI. K.
Got 1 minute, 15 seconds left for NQ for the next candle. So VWAP roll is gonna be again nice in the combination with that 420 area. So it's about that level there on LIDR 420 candle break line. So I would replay that same area again. And just kind of be on the lookout for that lower high line here as well. So currently a bit more focused on futures right now because it is rolling nicely for the bulls, waiting for this 14 EMA to really confirm the break here. Keep in mind there's a whole number of resistance at 18,900.
ALGF. AAP. Brothers. LPFF. RD. Harlow. BGY. IAS. BWEN. BWEN.
I do expect a little bit of this resistance into 18,900 though. So looking good though, but just gonna watch that A little bit of a poke into the 18,900s there.
ABYO. ALGM, CWH. PLC. Fire.
Peggy looking good again. Peggy has been and is still #1 play.
RD.
General RSI resistance today on NQ seems to be about around 50 here. So still have a bit more left, but just know that we're kind of getting up there. So I would wait. I would just kind of let this last 2 minutes and 40 seconds do its job to kind of see if it can pull up one more. Right now, we have a little bit of that 18,900, as you can see, of resistance here. So
WH. Bull. LICF.
be more on the defense side today, folks. Once you lock in money, if you're up $200, secure that 200, keep it. Or if it was 2,000, whatever the amount was, don't overtrade. Get yourself locked in and then really wait for that 8+. You're like really sure that this is a great trade right here, right now. Obviously, on the stock side, you already have these lines here. So if you see the 35 cent breaking again, give it a try and then make sure that 35 does hold and you don't risk a whole lot. Just pay attention to the higher lows as well. You can use those as, your support line guidelines there. So I'm hoping that, Peggy could continue going up higher. I don't believe 42 cents is going to be the high of day number today. I think Peggy's going to try to get up towards more of the 50s. But yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, still strong resistance at 18,900. That's a whole number resistance line right now in Q. We'll see if it's going to be able to break that later, but currently, as you can see, it's a big resistance.
Brothers. Fire. CWH.
Back down to the trend line, the 5-minute.
LICM. Bull. Fire. LICM.
Hey, let me readjust this line here because I know the 5-minute chart did correct that, but Still building that higher low. I would like to see this at least the 869 line hold.
TLS. RVKR. UGY. ASL. MBLY. FPRR. JKS. VTA. UWFC. NKTS. TBTS. SN. Mary. URBN. NKTS. Iron. Arlo. WWF. WSA. WEF. BWEF. SISI. TLS. SIP.
Hey, NQ still bullish. You can see here the key for the next really run is that candle break above the 14 EMA on the 5-minute chart on NQ. You got the wicks into the 14 EMA still, so once we start breaking through that line, then we should be good. But I'm going to be smart on NQ because I think we're gonna still face a lot of resistance into the 18900 still. So I am looking for one more high today though, another from this new uptrend here on NQ. So let's see how it does.
SA. PD. BWF. NKTX. GSL. AUCI.
Of a new high today again. Peggy still holding that higher low, needs to continue to do so and bounce off from this line. Still, look at that. Like I said, I suspect there's going to be another wick into 18900 and then back to the drop again. But it's just this higher low formation still looking good.
SISI. Iron. SGMT. BWF. BWF. NKTX, ARHS, ALGM, BUCI. SISI, SGMT, Brothers. DESP. Very. AN. LTK. SISI. TLS. Iron. UWMC. HLF. SA. ATNR.
It's a little bit slow right now, but that's expected coming from the holiday weekend. So I am just sitting tight, being patient. Let me know if you guys see any stocks that are currently above VWAP with volume, obviously.
SGMT. URBN. LUNR. NCMI. 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 NN. LN. Iron. Yes. Step. PRNC.
Okay, NQ coming up. I expect another little bit of a pop again, but still lots of resistance there. OBLG climbed up a little bit, so keeping an eye on that one here.
Starov. NKTX. ALGM. NN. SFR.
It's like OBLG got a big doji at 35 here.
CIM. HNST, FBRR. Harry. BTNR. NKTX. NN. STEP. IAS. TBTX. ALGM. PLTK. NN. Shop. Arsenal.
Okay, 3 more minutes, and then we're gonna take a quick 10 minute or five, whatever you guys take for a stretch break, and we'll go from there and then wait for the 11 a.m. rubber dip time.
Oh. DX. EXPI. VLCO. RDDT. EMTA. NBLY. Rob. TPTX. HLF. TPTX. STEP. LICF. WPX.
Be on the lookout for OBLG here at 35. This is a candle break line. If it wants to continue so far, it made it to the top second gainers list on OBLG. So keep your eyes peeled here. Okay, LIDR went up again nicely. If you guys are paying attention on LIDR for that VWAP roll, the same 420 line again. Looking good here on LIDR. 475 is the high of day, so we can break that and we can get up towards $5.
DDT.
Another wick into the 18900s now. EQ still building a little bit of that higher low and just made a new higher high. So it's been just doing the same pattern, goes up, down, into the resistance, pulls back again. So you can follow that pattern today. It's a little bit slower, but you know, if you can just follow that pattern and catch that wave back and forth, then you should be fine.
Oh, CWH. That's MT. ASI. Oops. SMR.
Okay, LIDR, you got a 493 up pull right now. So LIDR 4.93 up pull showing.
PD. IFPD. JL. TLS. CRLT. Oh,
So another pull back into the VWAP, pulls back down.
AESI. TBTX. AESI. UWMC.
All right, team, I'm gonna take a quick stretch break and I would just continue to watch LIDR right now. Peggy did come down to the 200 EMA and STSS to the 500 EMA, so I'm gonna give you guys a heads up at those support levels. Peggy testing 200 on the 1. You have STSS testing 500 to 1, and POAI testing VWAP and LIDR for the next candle break line alert area. I probably would look at 450. So those are the lines that right now that I would look at here in the next 5 minutes. Break here, LIDR 450. Okay.
Carbs.
Okay, so be right back. Take a quick break and let's see what we get.
ICU. CLCO. DRNC. CLCO. DEB. CARS. AILE, GSILE, ZNTL. TSLX. TSLX, CLCO. TVTX, STEP, PUBM. BDRX. ALGM. Brothers. VUZI. SN. PUBM. CLCO. 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 TVTX. DAC. DAC. UWMC. ALGM. MYNZ. DEP. CARS. BDRX. ICU. DAC. ALGM. NVEI. Brothers. PYCR. SISI. SISI. MBLY. SISI. EBS. GSL. PUBM.
Okay, I'm back, folks. Let's see here. We got 20 more minutes till 11 a.m. over dip time.
Step.
Too much resistance on NQ at that 18,900 line. You got Peggy that did bounce off from the 200, now testing the VWAP. STSS is still at the 500 of the one. POAI cannot get the VWAP roll yet. LIDR needs to wait for the 450 candle breaks all wicks into that line there. So we do need to get that 450 break here one more time, get that candle break, and we should be able to get a new high of the day here. If we can get that 488 up pulse here next showing.
Party. LGM. BNOM. BPTA. CBRL. BUCI. GSL. CLCO. CLCO. INMT.
Okay, still waiting for that candle break at 450 here on LIDR. Right now we're testing the 18900 line again on NQ.
LGM.
SPY is barely green. It's kind of wiggling back and forth from going red, green, red, green.
CBLS. OM. Power. MNDR. SQSP. CLVT. GSL. GSL. SM.
And Q getting one more pop up to another high of high. So there is another pop there.
GSL. ITRG. SA. GLB. ALGM. Oh.
The downhole is 399, but I don't think
TSLS.
you guys should be worried about that as long as VWAP's still holding.
SISI. SMFL. FPRR. AXTI. SDRL. RDDT big value. ALGM. LD. 1. 7. 8. GL. GSL. BSCL. ITR.
Hey, we got 15 more minutes to 11 a.m. river dip time.
TYAS. TLS, SQSP.
LIDR, here we go. 498 uphold. 498 uphold. LIDR looking good.
CMTL, CLBT, CWH. NKTX, SIM.
$5, 508 uphold on LIDR.
ITRG, LAB, SISI. 1. AMLS. ASI. LIDR, BNOM. GLB.
519 uphold.
ALGM. PLAB, AOTK. OM. CWHTYS. CIBL, Barry. SA.
Remember, $5 is the strongest resistance in penny stocks. So we're gonna need to look for that $5 roll, whole dollar shuffle.
LIDR. TTS. RL. FL. IFF. 1. CIF. AKYA. NKTX. CWH. SQSB. CARS. LICF. TYX. BTYX. ABSL. ML1. MSSC. BMOM. TSLX. TBTX. LUNA. RYX. L1. RD. S. WTTR. CIBI. PWP. LUNA. AMLX. MBLY. BNOM. AODK. RSR. PLAB. GFS.
Hey guys, we have 8 more minutes, and then I'm gonna be getting off the mic as we come up towards 11 a.m. ripper dip time. LIDR, watch for that $5 candle break here. It's $5 shuffle. You guys know if it happens. 541's up pulp next. Thank you. We're just in this channel, guys. So, take the dip at the trend line, sell into the upper trend line, look for the pullback again. Same thing, vice versa, back and forth. Okay, right now we are all wicks into LIDR $5. So next thing is looking out for that pretty much.
RX.
Okay, $5, and then you can see LIDR is $6 max PT from 450 entry still. That's assuming $5 breaks, and we should be able to get that nicely to 6 if we get the $5 candle break here. Whole dollar shuffle. 5 still big resistance right now, so be smart. We got 11 a.m. coming up in 5 minutes. So all these names that's been running up, you do need to kind of look out for a potential reversal. Peggy could be on for another VWAP roll.
MPLY. JL. URBN. Full. Now. SMLR. SMLR. ASTL. Girl. SMLR. BTG. FNKO. SMLR. S. Does. Army, take off. AIO. Eva. Yen. CIO. Pro. SGMT. FIBM. SMLR. CADL. Bull. RSR. ONMTO CSL.
Okay, NQ making higher lows and higher highs, testing the pink deadline now on the 5-minute here. Overall, NASDAQ is still climbing nicely.
LUNR. IAS. SMLR. AIO. SMLR. MRNS. BCG. 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 CRCT. SMLR. CATL. NYMC.
All righty, team, we got 25 seconds and I'm going to call it a day here. Overall,
JL.
great start to the shortened week. Tomorrow is going to be already a wonderful Wednesday. So halfway through the week tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, LIDR just too much resistance at 5, so we're back sliding here to the VWAP most likely, where the 450 is going to be your current next support. Other than that, guys, NQ so far, just kind of within this channel. If the pink dev does if it does ever break, yeah, you're probably going to see the deviation 2 line since the bears got theirs. But if the pink dev doesn't break, then expect another move back down to the pink dev line for the bears. All right, well, it is 11 a.m., so I'm going to take off the mic here, but thank you so much for tuning in, and congrats to all the bankers this morning. If you guys did make some profits, do go ahead and post on the profit post wins, and we'll take it from there. So take care, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you guys back here for a wonderful Wednesday.